pre-marble crochet tutorial. For this tutorial, I'm just going to be showing you how to make an extremely basic summer beach dress for the end of summer. And this one's based off the tutorial that was previous to the previous tutorial. So this dress is to accompany the bikini top that we made. It was last week or the week before. So we're going to be doing that. And yes, this is based off the top that we made before that bikini top tutorial. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Really basic, not a lot to say about it. We can definitely just get straight into making it. Yeah, that's it. If you haven't subscribed but you would like to subscribe to join me for some more tutorials, I would love to have you join me. A big thank you to my patrons. Thank you for your support. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. If you need to contact me very, very quickly to get help with anything, look for me on Instagram. I'm the_green_marble, and I'll be able to help you with whatever you need. Hopefully, probably, definitely. So yeah, just look for me there. Yeah, we can just get straight into making this. Alright, now to begin with, I'm going to show you some screenshots of the label of the yarn that we're using. This is the yarn that we've used for a previous tutorial, and the lacy diamonds, messy diamonds lace top. So we're going to be using that. Just because the yarn that I was using for the top, that's the extension of this design, that we're adding the skirt to, they didn't have any left at the place where I get it from, so I just thought I'd use this one because I've got plenty of this. So if I need more, I can just go back and get it. So yeah, I'm going to show you some screenshots quickly of the tiny details. So quickly have a look at that. If you need more time to have a look, just pause the video. Alright, so that's the yarn that we're using. So hopefully in the beginning of this tutorial, I will have mentioned that you will be needing to watch the my previous tutorial to know how to make the top that we're adding a skirt to now. So there'll be that. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're adding the skirt to that. However, hopefully I also will have mentioned that there is one difference, and that is that there are no peaks along the bottom for the edging. So we're not adding edging to the bottom of each panel because we're adding the skirt. So that's what we're doing. Do I need to tell you anything else? No, I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tilt the camera down a little bit now so you can see what's going on. So here I've got the front panel and I've got the back panel. So I've completed everything for the top except for the bottom edging. So we're just going to add the skirt. So what I'm going to be doing is adding a certain amount of chains to each side, but we are going to be starting out this first round with double crochets in order for that to work. What else? Yes, okay, so this stitch count is to fit around my waist. Obviously, you'll need to make that whatever is going to be comfortable for you, but just keep in mind that the length of the chain that you chain, once you put in the double crochets, it's going to stretch a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. I am going to be increasing the skirt, just so that it's, fits around my hips. But yes, that's what we're doing to begin with. So I'll show you how I'm going to be doing that. Let's do it together. All right, so I'm working from the last stitch that I did. So that last single crochet I did on the panel of the back. So just there on that side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain up 2 straight from that stitch, 1, 2, and that chain of 2 is going to represent a double crochet. But what I'm going to also add to this is an extra chain of 20, so there's going to be 22 chains to begin with, and I'll tell you why once we've done that. Alright, so there's my chain of 22. So yeah, I just wanted to also quickly say, obviously your stitch count will be different because I do make these designs so they can be adjusted to pretty much whatever size you want them to be. So whatever fits around your waist, like I already said, just because I've got a stitch count of 45 for the front and the back at the moment, so that brings it to 90 stitches, but I'm wanting to start out with 130. So I'm adding these 20 to each side so I can bring the stitch count to that. at the beginning. I'll probably be doing, anyway, we'll get to it. So there's my chain of 22. So now all I'm going to do is, maybe let's tilt the camera down again. I'm going to pick up the corresponding stitches on this front panel. And we're going to, straight from that chain of 22, straight from there, you're going to yarn over, go into the stitch where you've got your last single crochet just there. You're going to go into that, you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've double crocheted straight from that chain into the first stitch just there along the front. So that's the first of my 45. So I'm going to try to bump the camera. I'm going to continue to the end of the row doing my double crochets, and once we get to the end of the row we're going to meet back up and we're going to talk about what to do next. Okay, see you soon. Alright, now here I am on my 45th double crochet just there, so just like that, putting in that last, I really got to work on not bumping this camera. Anyway, last double crochet of the row just there. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to tilt down again. So awesome. Alright, so I'm sort of turning the work now so that we've got the back facing the front now and the front facing the, well, the front towards the back towards the front. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a chain of 20. So I know we did 22 at the other side, but we are going to just do 20 for this side here, and you'll see why at the end when we turn everything into a round. So chaining 20, so 1, 2, 3. All right, and here I am with that chain of 20. So where are we there? Just there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the corresponding stitch at the other end of the back panel, so corresponding to the last double crochet we did there, and straight from that chain of 20, we're going to tilt the camera back up. I should probably stop doing that, might get annoying. Straight from that chain of 20 we're going to yarn over, then pick up that corresponding stitch at on the back panel. You're going to go into the last one there that's holding that last single crochet on that side. You're going to go into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now you're just going to put double crochets in all the way to the end. So I'm going to make sure I've got a stitch count of 45 along the back here. So yes, put in the amount of stitches you've got along the back. We'll meet back up when you get to the end of the row. So for me it's going to be 45 double crochets. So I'll see you in a moment. Alright, now here I am at the end of this row. So what we're going to do is we're going to just sort of shoving the yarn aside like that. You're going to pick up this chain that you did at the beginning, the chain of 22, and you're going to count 2 chains along from the beginning. So hopefully you can see this, I'm not quite sure. Let's have a look. So there is chain number 1 and there is chain number 2, and what you're going to do is you're going to slip stitch into chain number 2, so into the top part of that V of that chain. Where are we? Sort of awkwardly do that. Just there like that. You're going to slip stitch into that, and that's going to close the round. So now you're just going to have 20 chains to work your double crochets into for the next round. So there we go, we've just slip stitched into that chain 2. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 2, and because I want to maintain the continuity of the back and forth pattern to, you know, keep it same as the top, or the same as the top, we're turning the work. So you chain up 2, you turn the work, and we're just going to put double crochets back in the other direction. So we're not going to put our first double crochet into that stitch directly beneath this chain of 2, so not into that one there. The camera will focus. Hopefully it will. There we go. We're going to go into the next one along, so not that one. Alright, so my camera decided to stop filming and I don't know why. Anyway, so we've chained up 2, we've turned. We're not putting our first stitch into that one right there. We're going to go into the next one along. So this is going to be our first one, double crochet into that stitch, because by the end, your last stitch is going to be into that connecting stitch beneath the chain of 2. So into that one, just there it should be. So that's what it's going to be. For me, like I said, this initial stitch count is 130. So I will make sure when I get to the end to have counted that, just to make sure, and you know, make sure for you as well. Also, what I suggest is, you know, if you're not sure about the sizing, try this on as you go. So once you've done this round, try it on, make sure it fits. If not, I would say here is the best place to sort of take things apart and start again with a different stitch count, just so that, you know, it doesn't happen when you get too far along and you try it on, say when the entire skirt is done and the waist doesn't fit properly, because that's happened to me and it's not fun. So yes, I'll meet you at, oh no, actually no, I'm going to actually meet you when we get to this chain and just show you how we're going to put in the double crochets into that chain. So I'll see you at that point and we'll go from there. Alright, now here we are at that first chain. So what we're going to do is turning over the chain to make sure you get into that first one just there. You're going to yarn over and just go straight into that first chain along, which can sometimes be a little bit tight. So what you might want to do is grab a small hook if you've got one and just do it with a small hook to begin with. But that's okay, that wasn't too bad. So just like that. So you're going to be putting in however many chains you've got along. So for me that's going to be 20. So that's 1, 2, then when I get to the end I'm just going to move straight into putting double crochets into, what have we got, the front panel. And then you're going to be working double crochets across to the next chain, putting in your double crochets on that chain. Then once you get to the end of that, at the end of that chain, it's a good idea to count and make sure you've got the right stitch count. You're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 2 from the beginning. So there's that chain 2 just there. You're going to slip stitch into that stitch just at the top of that there to close the round. Then what you're going to do is you're going to chain up 2. You're going to turn the work. You're going to put double crochets back in the other direction. Once again, not going into that stitch right beneath the chain of 2 at the beginning. Really got to work on that. Not into that stitch right beneath the chain of 2 from the beginning, into the next one along, because the last stitch is going to be the connecting stitch beneath the chain of 2. So you're going to be doing that. I'm going to do, I think, from the round that we're already doing now, I think I'm going to do 5 rounds of 130. Then once I get to the 5th round, I'm going to increase at every 20th stitch. So increasing at every 20th stitch is going to give you more of a sort of a gradual increase, but if you want to, you can do it every 10th stitch and it will give you more of a frilly kind of a skirt. But I like to do it gradually. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to be increasing till I get to a stitch count of 140. Obviously, I'm going to meet back up with you. Actually, no, I don't think I need to. I think that's it. I think you know where to go from here. Like I say, if you have any questions, just look for me. Either leave me a message here in the video, like in the comments, or look for me on Instagram. So just do that and I'll talk you through whatever you need help with. So yeah, that's it. I don't think we need to meet back up until we try on our dresses and see how they look. I think they're going to look pretty good. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so yeah, just continue as you are, increase to whatever stitch count you want to increase to, and then obviously continue crocheting till you've reached a length that you're happy with for the skirt. That's it. That's really all we need to do. Yeah, okay. So I'll see you soon when we try on our skirts. Alright, so I just wanted to meet back up with you quickly again because at the end of this round, I want to show you how I slip stitch into the top of that chain 2, because the chain of 2 is going to be slightly twisted because you've chained up and you've turned. So there's that chain of 2 just there, and you're going to go into that stitch just there, slip stitch to close the round. So also, you're going to think that because we moved along, we didn't go into the chain. Yeah, I told you the wrong thing at the beginning, which I will tell you in the intro to stay till this point so that you know what's going on. You're going to think that this stitch just here is the last stitch to go into, but it's not, because I counted along the stitches that I did on this second chain, and this one just here, sorry, that's my cats, this one just here is my final stitch. So this one is just one that I'm going to ignore. I'm going to slip stitch into that to close the round. So now I have a stitch count of 130. So yeah, like I said, just always count to make sure you've got the right amount of stitches. But yeah, so there's that. Now do I need to do anything else? So yeah, so I'll let you know again. So yes, I will be doing 5 of these rounds of just 130, but I am gradually increasing by every 20th stitch. But what I do with that, which I don't think I mentioned before, was I increase every 20th stitch for 1 round, and then I do 5 rounds of just no increase at that stitch count that I'm at that point. Then after those 5 more rounds, I'll do another round of increasing it every 20th stitch, but like I said, I'm only going to be increasing to 140. So I'll just make sure I get to that stitch count and then I'll stop. But like I said, do it any way you want. You can increase every round if you want, but that will be quite a frilly skirt, so just bear that in mind. Don't go overboard, unless you want to, you know, it's up to you. Anyway, so yes, I hope I've explained this well. Again, let me know if I haven't, and I'll see you soon. Alrighty, here is the finished dress. So yeah, as you can see, really quick, really simple, really basic to make. So this one didn't take a lot of yarn either. I think it was only about 3 or 4 skeins, so that's good. Yeah, so as you can see, the bikini top goes really well underneath this. I love the way the straps sort of fall to the other side of where the dress straps do up. I think that looks good. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you've made yourself a lovely dress for the end of summer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.